and welcome to the Blitz on Inside the Lines Media. I'm Chris Wood, and I am thrilled today to have three guys who are associated with the Indiana University football program, who are also all Center Grove graduates. And that would be Grant Long, CJ Scifres, and Tyler Cherry. And just for public note, I was able to try to get Caden McConnell, who's also a Center Grove graduate, invited to be on this program and part of the football program this past year on IU's run to the national championship. But Caden was not available at the time of this production, but I am working to get Caden on later. So hopefully that will happen here before the football season gets going too far. But gentlemen, first off, welcome to that. Grant, obviously you and Tyler have joined us before on the Trojan beat, and we're doing this one more as a blitz because of it being more college focused for this. And CJ, welcome to you for being the newest member of the Indiana University football program from Center Grove. So welcome to each of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So let's kind of break this down. And obviously I want to go and talk a little bit about, as someone who's looking at the panoramic picture that I was able to get of national championship in Miami. And I've got a picture behind me you don't see in the wall of, to me, the most famous picture in IU sports was Keith Smart's 1987 national championship bucket with 3.1 seconds, whatever it was. But now that obviously has to be the picture of Fernando going off multiple guys to have that sure will of just getting in for that touchdown at the end against Miami. So I've got a picture of that behind me and a little synopsis of it, which again, you guys can't see. But let's just talk a little bit about that run to a national championship from each of your perspectives. Grant, your perspective being more in the manager row, and we can let you talk a little bit about that role you have this past year and what it's going to be coming up here. If there's any changes to that here. You're a junior year, right? Coming up for you.
Yep.
And then Tyler, from your role as being the official title, is it student coach, or
Yep.
What was it as you were recovering from your injury? And that didn't impact your eligibility. So are you technically still a freshman when it comes to eligibility?
Yep. That's how they got it set up for me.
Which is an incredible thing because that gives you your full 4 years of eligibility. And CJ will talk a little about your role in the recruiting process and getting to watch this season play out and then the commitment you made. Are you all good with that today?
Yeah, of course.
Great.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just kind of first look at the regular season. I mean, we all thought IU was going to be a strong team. Obviously, they showed that throughout the season. And from your perspective, Grant and Tyler, as people who were actively involved in the program throughout the year, when did you feel like this could be something really special? Maybe not necessarily national championship bound, but this is going to be better than last year, this past year. So looking back to 2 years ago to this past season.
Go ahead, Grant.
I'll go ahead and share first. So I would say, obviously, the first 4 weeks, kind of get the first 3 games, kind of see how the team's going to be, see what our identity is going to be like. Then Illinois was the first Big Ten opponent at home, and we kind of stomped them. They came in at, I think, number 9 ranked, and I think we beat them by at least 20, 30 points.
You destroyed them.
Yeah, it wasn't really a game ever. Then I think week 5 we went to Iowa, and that was kind of like the first. It was like the first year when we went to UCLA. That was kind of like the defining moment, I feel like, of the year. Like, you kind of expect the first 4 games to go a certain way, and then that game against Iowa was I think a test, our first test that we faced being away in Iowa in a hostile environment. And I think it was like minute 30 left, hit Elijah on the slant. He took it all the way to go up by whatever it was, touchdown. I think that was like the first real test that we overcame. And then after that, Penn State, obviously, that was like our next big test. And then took care of Penn State, the crazy finish with Coop toe tapping in the back of the end zone. And then next test was Oregon, crazy game. finishing business up with that fade to Elijah in the end zone, and then from there just rolled all the way into the end of the season. Obviously finished up with Purdue, no questions there. But those were kind of the defining moments throughout the regular season. And then obviously the Big Ten championship kind of set the tempo for the rest of the postseason there. Yeah, those games, Iowa, Penn State, and Oregon, all the way Big Ten games were big defining moments for our season. And I feel like each one of those games kind of stacked on each other and built our confidence and kind of just showed the team and showed the guys what we were made of.
Tyler?
Yeah, no, I'll tag along on that. I'll go back a little bit further before that, almost into off-season workouts and in the summer and stuff. With the new guys coming in and the transfers, obviously you could tell there's a lot of talent there, guys, and in the quarterback room especially, that's who I do my stuff with. But Fernando, he was a special guy. You could tell from the first time he threw on the whiteboard, like everything about him. He was very intelligent, very football player, and I think we kind of do like, hey, if we get this guy to do what he can do on the field at a high caliber way, like we got a good shot. So through the offseason, good inkling going into the season that things could be season for us. And like Grant said, the first couple of weeks just to feel it out, see how the team looks, see how everything goes. And we handle, I mean, it's kind of right now the Indiana quarterback first game is always a little undervalued as to what it should be, you know, like with Curtis first year and Fernando last year. But this year, but after that it was kind of a roll. Like Grant said, the testers for sure. I think Iowa was the first one that we had, and Illinois we handled there. That was kind of like first Big Ten game at Memorial Stadium, sold out crowd, nighttime. It's like that was one that we went into like not knowing how good we were and came out of it knowing how good we could be. Just how we handled that game. That Iowa was a great game, just all those games through the middle of the season where we built ourselves with Iowa and Oregon and Penn State. All those games we showed the resilience that we needed, and out of the fight when we had the ball in our hands, you know the defense get one stop and on our hands. I just needed a chance, and then we showed everybody what we could do with it.
CJ, from your perspective, you've got a high school season going on. It's your senior year. I know you have been looking at multiple schools going in the early part of the fall, so you can kind of talk about that if you want and how when IU became the choice. But it had to be an exciting year to keep an eye on IU football and the recruiting process at the same time. Just what was it like from your perspective to see that regular season play out? As a fan as well as a recruit to go into school the next year?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I went to almost every single home game, and while there, just had a lot of fun watching IU dominate like the opponents and stuff. And I just had like a lot of fun. Like the IU like recruiters and stuff, they just treated me really well. Me and my family really well, and I just loved coming down. It's close to home. Just loved coming down, watch the games, and just had a lot of fun with them.
What was the moment that you decided, yeah, I want to go to IU? What was the thing that was that final thing in your mind that says, yeah, that's my place?
It's just kind of like the fact with Coach Bosted, the O-line coach at IU. He's like regarded as like one of the best O-line coaches in the nation. So that was like a huge factor part of it. And then also like the fact that like how close it is to home. It's like a little less than an hour away, so it's really nice. And it's like the way they treated my family and me when I was like coming to get visits and games.
Okay, guys. So we go to the Big Ten championship game. Everybody around here is freaking out because Caden Curry decides to level Fernando on, I think it was the first passing attempt of the game. And that was really hard because Caden Curry obviously is someone that's idolized by so many like Carson Steele is. for good reasons and the success that Caden's had. And then we're all worried because Mendoza comes in, his brother, and then was it just one play? Like, because it was 3rd down, 4th down, we punt, if I remember correctly. And then the next series, Fernando's back out there. I mean, from a confidence standpoint, and I'll start with you on this, Tyler. From a confidence standpoint, you worked with the quarterbacks, right? I mean, watching you on TV, I mean, it looked like you were really close to Fernando the entire time. And Grant, were you still manager and focusing with the QBs like you had the previous year, or had your role changed?
No, I've been with the quarterbacks the last 2 years and will continue to be. Yeah, I was still working with them.
Okay. So, Tyler, what was going on the sideline, if you can share anything, after the hit from Curry and Fernando comes out? What was Fernando's mentality? It's like, I'm good, just get me back out there, or was there any concern at all from the hit that he took?
Fernando's one of the toughest footballs I've ever been around. He took so many seasons, and he even took too many hits he could have avoided. He still would run and try and go get the extra yards. He was a true competitor and fighter. So when he got hit, we all knew. I mean, it was like, oh, stay down this time. So everybody was kind of a little worried. But on the sideline, they were like, he just lost breath. Like, they did a couple of jumps. He was all good to go after that. But, his mentality, he's tough. He wanted to get back out there. He didn't want to stay on the sideline. So he was just like, hey, get me back out there as fast as I can. And he was good to go from there. So it was a little shock for everybody at first, but we all knew Fernando and he wasn't going to miss that game.
So you guys beat Ohio State, obviously, and your attention turns to the Rose Bowl. How much did you want to kick the crap out of Alabama? I'm just going to be honest as a fan.
I think Coach Sig wanted that more than
everybody. However you want, but as a fan, what?
I said I think Coach Sig might have wanted that more than anybody.
I mean, one of the perennial programs historically out there, and was that a statement game for you guys, or just a game that, I mean, was there any special message that you guys were trying to do, or just win the game, however that happened?
We were just doing our thing. Coach Sig doesn't like to differ from what we do week to week, and it's just game out, one game time, and he didn't really treat it, and it should have been, and it was just another game because it was the next game for us. And I mean, we handled business, and I feel like, I mean, that statement game is because Alabama football for the last however many years, and I think that really just kind of showed like, hey, like, we're here, we can compete with it, and let's keep it going. So,
Grant, your perspective of that day and preparing, et cetera, because it's Alabama.
I mean, yeah, like Tyler was saying, like even for us in the equipment room, like obviously we're not as into it as the players, but I mean, Coach Sig, his motto definitely reaches everyone on the staff, and I mean, it just did really feel like another game. A little bit different being out back to the Rose Bowl and back all the way in California, but he really made it feel like just any other away game, and obviously we handled business in those terms. So.
Yeah, also for you, Coach Wood, we had Rob there, me and Grant pregame. We knew it was going to be a good day. We're piling in early. It came down to the front row. He took a picture with us pregame. He was there early, and we had
I saw that picture. There. Absolutely,
it was great support from those guys.
Rob was able to get to all the games and kind of became a legend on social media for some other things. That's pretty cool. But just talk about having that many fans there, because it looked like it was a sea of red everywhere you went to. But I mean, did you ever feel like you were playing a true road game during the tournament, so to speak?
No, I mean they almost felt like home games for me, except for Miami. It was probably close to 50, but the games, it was 70% Indiana fans at all the games, and it was unbelievable. The Mercedes-Benz Superdome, the Peach Bowl, that was one of the loudest stadiums just because it's a fully enclosed stadium. I've never really played in a stadium like that before. When D'Angelo had the pick six first play, it was one of the hardest.
CJ, from your perspective, in watching the Rose Bowl and then the hype going into the Peach Bowl, just I mean, when did you have to report to IU? Because that's overlapping here pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I had to report back January 8th, I want to say. And it was like the next day or two was a Peach Bowl. So I just got together some new teammates and watched the game in one of their rooms. And it was like that for the Natty as well.
So you're at home for the Rose Bowl, watching that, I'm guessing, with the family. And then you go down, as you said, for Bloomington for the Peach Bowl and the national championship game. That's kind of, I mean, obviously you want to be there, and that's your goal, is to be there in the next 4 years multiple times. But from a team chemistry building standpoint, that has to be kind of special also. I mean, it's kind of unique, but just the ability of being there and talking to each other, man, that's got to be cool. I mean, what was it like?
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun, like bonding with my new teammates and like trying to get to know them better. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
Okay, so national championship.
Yeah, that was for you.
Yeah,
that was we had the transfer portal guys and freshmen already down on campus before the season was already over. So it was almost like, I feel like they tried to keep them as separate as interchanging or doing anything crazy. Everything already working out. So like I'd be up in a quarterback meeting with the current roster with Fernando and those guys, and I'd go over to lunch, and there's Josh, the new quarterback, Josh Hoover. I mean, lunch with him. It was just it was a crazy time of how long we played, of the coaches as well, with having to recruit the portal and also be so focused on the deep playoff. An interesting time for sure.
So let's actually stay on that for a second. And from each of your perspectives, how hard was that? I mean, how did you, I mean, some of you guys are obviously focused in on finishing your season and got a chance at a national championship. Was there any distractions? Was there, who was the guy? I mean, Signetti obviously is the one that everybody will be paying attention to as your head coach, but was there any other certain people, either by name or just in general, that helped say, hey, focus here? I mean, whatever it might be. I mean, how did you do that? Because as you said, Tyler, there's so many things going on. How did you not have a distraction? Because you guys seem to be fine-tuned the entire playoff run.
Yeah, that was one of the most impressive things I thought about Fernando, as well as he would delete social media for the season, and that really helped get rid of when we would talk about anything about the Heisman or his chances at that or anything about that, he would tell us to be quiet. He didn't. So, I mean, after he won the Heisman Award going into the playoff run, I feel like it almost freed him up just to go play, like not have to worry about anything and just go do whatever he already wanted. It's the national championships next year. But, you know, Coach Sig was – I don't know how coaches did it with Rick and also game planning for the next. It was definitely an impressive time. I was happy with like the situation have and the way they handled it for sure.
Okay, so you guys get to go to Miami, Tyler and Grant, and you're both obviously there in your different roles. What was that week like going down to Miami? Did you have any interaction? Because I'm assuming, did your parents go down to the game and watch it, or both of them stay home? I mean,
my parents stayed home.
Your parents stayed home, but Tyler, yours went?
Mine were able to make it.
Did Kobe go as a Purdue guy? Did Kobe go?
He would have already been up there at Purdue, I guess.
That's right. He already reported. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He left. His spring semester, he went as well. That's right. Both you, CJ, and Charlie Mandenbach, right? All reported early. Was there anybody else that reported early? Did Dominic report early?
Yeah.
Okay. But Weber did not. Am I right on that? Or
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys get to Miami. What was it like going into the lair of your opponent, that's their home stadium? And what was that? Did you feel like it was their home stadium the whole time you were there? Did you feel like the visitors? I mean, just kind of talk in general real quick about the week at the time you were down there, because it's really more like the Super Bowl, isn't it? Where you've got more days there you normally would for a road game.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly another way of Coach Sig turning it into just another game. I honestly think we could have gone like 5 days in advance is what I don't 100% true, but I think only allowed us to go down there for 3 days just to keep it more similar to any other road game. So he didn't want to turn it into such a big week or deal. But we did some downtime. I remember going on a little beach walk with Grant or something, looking through some stores and stuff when we had some downtime down there in Miami. But it was definitely, I mean, everywhere you turn, it's a Miami fan. So it's going to feel like a road game, and it's just a unique situation with national championship being in their hometown and their home stadium. So, I mean, everybody thinking that they're thinking advantage for them, but the way our fans showed out as well, again, it was
Yeah,
Great.
to add on to that, I think we literally, yeah, like Tyler was saying, they invited you like the 5 days prior, and Coach Sig timed up like the flight for the team to get there within an hour of when we had to be there, like when we had to check in, like be on the tarmac. So he got there as late as he possibly could to just make it any other game. But it was pretty cool being like in the enemy's place, because I feel like everywhere in the hotel was IU, and then if you were outside the hotel, it was all Miami. So it was a unique experience.
CJ, what was your take of that week? You're down at IU. I mean, were you interacting much with the team? Or did they kind of keep you guys separate before they travel? I mean, kind of what was that week like for you guys as the incoming recruits?
So when we got down there, one of the first things that we were told was to stay away from stay away from them, like not to bother them, not to be a distraction. And we were told we're part of the team, just not that team. So like I'm told like we're not going to be able to travel to the Natty or the Beach Bowl, and so like told us to like stay out of their way, like not distract them, not to bother them. So and it's like I agree with it like that. First week I think we started to work out with at that time Coach Dio for like a week. And then he left to go to Tennessee. Right, yeah. So
Okay, so national championship. CJ, you're with the team, right? Or the incoming recruits, and you guys kind of watched the game. Were you at a restaurant? Were you just in like the football stadium in a room? I mean, what was the atmosphere like for you guys as recruits? How many were there total?
So yeah, we just went to the like stadium and watched the game there. And that was about like I don't know, like 10, 15 people there, I think. Remember right? So we just watched the game. I think we got some pizza. There's a pizza place right across the stadium. We got some pizza there. So a lot of fun watching it.
Grant, Tyler, you're there. You walk into the stadium that night. Much warmer, if I remember correctly, than what it had been for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks of the season. I mean, obviously Pasadena, it had been raining, hadn't it, quite a bit before the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, the field was like a swamp out there when we were getting everything set up. We couldn't even like bring our equipment out till like 30 minutes before the team was supposed to be out there because it was so wet. And they were tarping it, they were squeegeeing it, they were doing everything they could. But yeah, I remember I had to bag my shoes after the game because they were still just soaking wet and completely muddy. It was pretty bad.
So you guys get to the stadium. We mentioned it was warm and hot there. When you walk in there, I mean, I want to use, as a basketball guy, I want to use the example of walking into Hinkle Fieldhouse for the Hoosiers and the Hickory team and seeing the environment. What was that moment for you guys? Pardon my language, like, oh shit, this is awesome.
Yeah, no, it was pretty sweet. You know, it's the national championship. It's a open stadium, so you're Pitbull performing outside just a couple away, so you could hear all the people screaming and him singing and stuff. So that was pretty cool. They on the jumbotron as well. And then me and Grant every pregame we'd go out and throw a little bit, just like, hey, we're at the national championship. This is an amazing environment for sure.
Yeah, walking out, seeing all like the national championship branding, it was pretty surreal. Like I mean, you see it in like the video games or like prior championships, and to actually be there and like stand on like the logos on the field, it was really, really cool.
So first half, what was the priority for IU in the first half? I mean, in the game plan, what did Coach Sig stress in terms of here's what we want to do, here's what we want to take away? I mean, what were those keys, and how do you guys think you did? I mean, first half played great, second half still played really well, but obviously Miami got some mojo in the second half. But talk a little bit about what were those keys, and how do you think you guys did in completing and achieving those keys in the first half?
Yeah, no, of course, there's always going to be game plan specific things, but especially, I mean, it's chip and it's technically an away game for them. We always want to start fast. So just getting out there and getting some good runs as much as we can to get some first downs and just give the defense a little bit of time. Fernand hit a little bit early, like even on a carrying out a fake, and I feel like for a little bit. But once he got his feet back under himself and got domination from his point of view at least, they definitely struck back in the second half and came out hot and kept close. But you know, we made the plays when we needed to make them, big third, fourth down.
So take me through the famous series. Call a timeout, obviously. Kick the field goals, what everybody assumes is going to happen. Come back out on fourth down. Watching it from your perspectives, just be played out. What was going through your mind as you're watching Fernando's run for the touchdown?
At first, I mean, going into the timeout or whatever sequence happened, it was planning on kicking a field goal. You know what? For it, and he was like, all right, let's go. Since we're going for it, and we ended up calling the quarterback draw with the option, so he had the opportunity to slot fade on one side to Omar or a slot fade on the other side to Elijah, or if they had the right coverage called, he would be able to up the middle like he did. And yeah, we had that play drawn up especially for this weekend. We ended up using it, and it worked perfect.
Grant, from your perspective, watching that play, I mean,
it was greatest play in our season probably. It was ridiculous watching it from the sidelines, but I remember like we were kicking the field goal, and like O was just on the sidelines, like I think we were at our benches like meeting with coaches already, watching some film, and then all of a sudden Sig just changed his mind, and next thing you know, they're out there on the field, and then like Tyler said, the play just worked perfectly and everything opened up in the middle for Fernando. So it was really, greatest play and I've ever witnessed in my life. So,
well, see if I can get this to work here for us. But it was about what Mendoza was determined to do. But you're going to live in lore. That's great integrating of graphics right there. That's about as lame a job as I could do. But you're going to be in one of the shots, Graham, for the history of IU football until this happens again. Because everybody wanted to see Coach Sig's response to everything, how he reacted to things. But it matches up to what you guys said, throughout the entire time. But Graham, you're just back there in the background just cheering up and down. And you look like a kid in a candy store, Graham. Just anything you want just became reality, as in terms of you could get everything. You had an opportunity to get it right there.
Yeah, it was kind of like in a little outer body experience there. The whole sideline, we just erupted. We're always in like the same orientation, really, at least the job during the game that I do, usually with the same guys. So experiencing the whole season in that format with those same guys, and then just for that play to happen, we're just all going crazy. So it was a great memory that I'll always have.
Well, if this was the 80s and the 90s, well before your time, you'd be a mouse pad, because I know a lot of people who had mouse pads that had Key Smart Shot, but you might be in some way down the road saved from that perspective. CJ, last time I asked you this question before we focus in the upcoming year, what was going through your mind when you saw IU to keep the ball, and Fernando, that play, what's going through your mind and your teammates that are there in Bloomington from the stadium watching it?
So like I thought they're gonna pick a field goal, and then decided to go for it. And then I thought he's gonna go down short. Fernando's gonna go down short, and then after he like broke that first tackle, like that like second like dove in, I was like, damn, that really happened. I was like celebrating with them, and it was really fun.
Correct me. I can't remember. Was there an opportunity for a first down, or was it 4th and goal from the 6-yard? I can't remember the exact details. Was there a chance to get a first down? Like when you talked about CJ, he's going to go down. Could he have had a first down?
Pretty sure
I
it's
think it
4th
was
and 5.
4th and 5. Yeah.
I don't know what the yard line was, but I mean there is option for a first down.
Okay, so there was an opportunity for a first down in the play. Okay, so the touchdown was just the icing on the cake, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And that's when Hoosier Nation, all of your parents, all those fans, myself, who's been an IU fan, and I've been a loyal IU fan over the years, you made our dreams become reality, and you guys became lore, all of you. I mean, from that standpoint, because CJ, I mean, your hope of being part of a national championship program just became a reality coming in your freshman year. And obviously, Grant and Tyler, the momentum you guys had seen your first 2 years in the IU program, now it's there. I mean, does it change anything in how you look at the program? Is Coach Sig change any perspective this spring and summer in terms of how you have to prepare, become humble, anything like that? Or is it just same business, next day, next play?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the standard is the standard now we can be, and it's always like last year. It doesn't matter anymore. It's over with. His mindset. So it's like we're on the next, then we're going to do it again, and it's a new season, and we know what the standard is now. So gonna keep chasing it.
So before we talk about this upcoming season and your guys' roles for this upcoming year, let's talk about college football 26 coming out. My son got that as a birthday present, and I had to play with IU. Okay, my son beat me like 70-7, just for the record. My one touchdown was a interception run back for like 73 yards or something like that. That was my scope of success. As much as I'm excited for Josh Hoover, I had to change immediately and change my depth chart and use you, Tyler, as my quarterback there. Talk to us a little bit about the image that they have on College Football 26 of you. Do you think it's a fair representation?
Yeah, they said they're going to use the face scans this year to get the facial recognition a little bit better, but mine must have not read fully in a little bit. But you win some.
So maybe it's
I'm super happy.
Coming out.
Super thankful to be named, so it's awesome. But be the best representation of my face. I hope not.
Well, it's what you do on the field that matters, right?
Exactly.
Ultimately. So, CJ, have you had a chance to check it out yet? I mean,
I'm not. No, I haven't seen my character yet.
Have you had a chance to play it at all yet?
I haven't. No.
Are any of you guys, Grant? I mean, Tyler, are you guys typically a big fan of playing College Football 26, or do you stay away from that because of what you do for your careers right now at IU? I mean, just out of curiosity, I mean, do you play it at all? I guess is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I have some free time, I had it a couple times, played it a little bit. I usually get burnt out with video games pretty quick, so it'll probably last about a week, and then I'll be done with it and on to the next. But once fall camp gets here, there's not really much time to do anything. But I checked it out just because obviously I'm in there, and it's cool to see and something you dream about as a little kid. But I've played it a little bit.
Did you play Hoover? Two different IU teams going against each other.
Yeah, no, I would used to play against Curtis. Was really good at that game for no reason back in like the 24, 25, whichever one that was. Actually pretend like he went quarterback and just would dice me up every single time. It was unbelievable. I'd never beat him. I think I was 0-7 against him in the times we played.
Oh, that's awesome. Grant, what's your experience playing college football 26? Have you played the new version?
I haven't played the new version, but I've definitely played the old version a bit. And currently I'm playing it right now a little bit, and I got a receiver build on the Hoosiers. So as myself, since they don't have managers on the sideline, but I had to make myself a receiver and get in there. So, but no, I haven't played the new one, but I'll be interested to check it out. Be interested to see what CJ and Tyler look like on the game.
What's your best video game experience, CJ, of playing either a current IU teammate in any game or any video game in general? Like, what's your best moment against playing someone that plays the same sport? So another football guy. It could be from a different school. It could be an IU guy. I mean, keeping it clean. I mean, do you take on each other, or is it more do you play on the same team in different spots? I mean, what do you guys typically do?
Yeah, so like I mainly play with a couple of my best friends from Center Grove, and like we just have like a lot of fun playing. Like the one that came out like 2 years ago, I think it was, right? The first one came out recently. Yeah, we just have a lot of fun playing that, and just what we like to try to find is all like the bugs that happened, and go and like replay those and just laugh about them. And just play like that. It's a lot of fun. Play against each other.
Grant, Tyler, what's your best memories of playing someone in this or a different game that you can share?
I think me and Grant might be able to. I think me and Grant might be able to share one here.
we've played a couple of games up here on the good old Xbox 360 back in the day.
Oh yeah,
middle school and high school. We've had some good games on 2K16 back in the day with Kevin Durant on there. There's some bugs like CJ was talking about on there, some full court shots, some crazy dunks, so black top moments, getting some crazy posters with some guys. But we've had some good times playing, definitely.
I know one time me and Grant, I think it was the winter time, me and him were having over at Noah's, probably in middle school, and we said we're not going to bed until we get a win on Fortnite. And I think we ended up getting the win at about 2:45 or 3 in the morning.
It was pretty late.
Ended up waking Noah up, and yeah, he wasn't happy that we were celebrating. Could finally go to bed. So
yeah, oh, that was a good time. We had the big TV on the wall, and then the other one of us was on like the little monitor on the floor. So it was a drastic different setup we had going on there, but we got the win somehow.
Well, Carter wanted for his birthday, he wanted his own game station setup. So he got his big 27-inch monitor, got it set up to split the signal from the Xbox X over to it and stuff. So now as an 8th grader, he just thinks he's in heaven. The problem is we never see him anymore. So I have to implement how much time he can have if I ever want to see my child, it seems like that now. So, but it's the summertime. We'll see what happens when he gets in the school year. So, okay. I want to take us in here in these last 15 minutes or so. I want to take us into, guys, this upcoming year. Tyler, let's first kind of touch on you, and it's kind of it's got to be a challenging, kind of tough situation for you, if I had to guess, and you can choose the words you want to, from your freshman year, your true freshman year, to last year going into more of a student coach role. But what I want to focus in on, how good does it feel to be back out in the field in your position? Let's focus in on that.
Yeah, I know everything happens for a reason. That setback last year happened for a reason, and I learned so much from it. It helped me get back to the position I'm at. But I wouldn't have changed my first two seasons in college football. I've met so many good friends, so many great teammates. Learned so much from Curtis, Coach Tino, and Coach Whitmer, the two coaches I've had, and back to Coach Tino again this year. But, I'm just super excited, super blessed, super happy. Just get great offseason so far through winter and spring ball and now through summer workouts. It's just felt great to get super happy in the position.
Get a chance to throw the ball to Nick Marsh a little bit down the field. That looks like that's been some fun things to do based on the spring game.
It's fun to just let him go up there and get it. It makes me look good.
Yeah. Well, what are you, 6'5", 6'6" now? I mean, what is your official height?
6'5".
6'5". Okay. Okay, Grant. How good is it to see your buddy out there in the field again, doing daily reps and working with him?
It's awesome. I think I may like it more than Tyler does, honestly. I was telling him throughout the year, I just can't wait to watch him back out there because obviously it's more fun having him out there. But no, it's great seeing him back out there, and I'm excited to get back down there for fall camp.
CJ, I don't know how much do you get to work with the quarterbacks? I mean, right now, obviously, you guys just doing individual skill work in your positions. Is that what this time of season is right now? When does I'll let you take this, CJ. When does team camp for the upcoming season officially convene for you?
So we've kind of done a little bit of stuff. On Mondays, we have like little like team runs, like all the entire team gets together. Like we do like warm up together. We still have to do indies, and then I think the next time like we fully do something is when fall camp starts.
And is that
like
August 3rd? Or what is that date? Or is it different depending on positions or year of experience? What?
I think starts the 4th, right? I'm not sure exactly when it starts. But like, the centers will like snap during like for 7-on-7 occasionally when they can, so they do that.
And CJ, you're slotted in as a guard, is that correct?
Yeah, I played left guard during spring ball, and I think it'd be like left and right for fall camp.
So, who are some of the other guys that I want to say competing with, because I don't think that's fair to you or the other guys because you want to keep that common positive connection there. But who are some of the other guys that are guards that you work with that push you every day? Let's go that way with it.
Yeah, I've heard it's like everyone pushes everyone. Blanking on his name. We call him Doc. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name right now. Yeah, Drew Evans. Yeah, he has been like helping me with a lot of like technique and stuff. After like practice during fall camp, he'd take me through and do some drills with me. Joe Bruner, he would like push me a lot, like in the weight room and stuff. And just like everyone just like tries to push everyone, tries to get everyone better, like helps everyone out. So,
Tyler, for you, obviously Josh Hoover's in that quarterback room with you. Talk a little bit about the relationship you've been able to build with Josh, as well as who are some of the other quarterbacks in the room that you've gotten to know and you feel like help you just become a better player day in and day out.
Yeah, so we've got 5 guys in the room right now. We're all really good friends. We all stick together on a lot of things. We all live together. We've got a pretty good relationship going with the group of them. Unbelievable quarterback, thrown a lot of touchdowns in his career and done a lot of great things. So he's coming in and just trying to learn as much as I can from him. Just another one of those guys that you can learn as much as you can from him and then try and push him as much as you can doing it yourself. But some of the other quarterbacks, 7th year, I believe, he was from Old Dominion 2 years ago. So he's been around a lot of football as well, just a lot of experience. And he wants to be a coach when he's done playing. So just taking in, learning from him. And 2 younger guys from Naperville and from Upper Buff. Both of those guys are young guys. They're both funny. Everybody likes to crack jokes, and good to learn from everybody in the room, just taking in every rep. We like to play golf together, fish, stuff. So we've got really good relationships outside the field as well.
Grant, what's your responsibility this year as a manager coming up? I mean, has that kind of been said already? But just kind of talk about what is your job. Obviously, it's with the quarterbacks, but what kind of how has that job evolved for you over the last 3 years?
So over the last couple of years, so my first year, my brother a senior, so he was in charge of spotting the football during all the team periods, and then he was kind of like our obviously our most experienced manager with working with quarterbacks. There's always been 3 of us. So that first year is my brother, then another guy and me. In the second year, still 3 of us. My brother graduated. The older guy, his name was Mitch, who was there our first year. He was kind of like our main quarterback manager, and then another new guy with me. His name was Graham. We all work together well and keep 3 of us with the quarterbacks because we gotta have some guy snap, a guy catch, and then a guy shagging. Usually works out well. But this year, I'm kind of slotted in to be like our main quarterback manager with the most experience, and I actually get the responsibility to do what Mason did his senior year, and I'll be spotting the ball during the team periods. And like it's the title's like the head of offense for the managers, but I'll be in charge of all the offensive managers, kind of running that side of the field. But I'll get to work closer with like Sig. Hopefully he's not yelling at me, but I'll be spotting the ball wherever he wants it during team periods. But it'll be a cool experience to kind of move up the totem pole a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing this year. Still working with the quarterbacks though.
Have you had a SIG moment that you regret? Great.
Well, like our first day, we have scripts for practice that tell us like the yard line, and like the hash the ball is supposed to be placed at. And so it's pretty much the only thing that I have to go off of where I'm supposed to be putting the ball. And I've obviously practices haven't changed year in and year out with SIG. It's the exact same thing. So I know what to expect. But I was placing the ball right where the script told me, and no prior communication. He's not coming over to the managers to talk. So spot the ball where I was supposed to, and heard hey manager, get over here. And I ran over there as quick as I could, and he basically told me from that point on just to find him before each period, and he was going to tell me where to put the ball. So basically that script that told me everything I needed to know was irrelevant from that point on. So I learned real quick just to sprint my butt to Coach Sig no matter what, because he's always right, and that script means nothing to me. So had to learn that.
We'll turn this a different direction on Coach Sig because, again, as an older guy, 52, I grew up in the Bob Knight era, and so many people compare Coach Signetti to a Bob Knight type of personality, very detailed. You can tell that mind is thinking. You never saw Bob Knight smile a lot. You had those moments, and a lot of times it's because in my mind, it's because he knew the hard work paid off. And I can remember Coach Sig smiling and getting caught on TV after the Iowa game, which you guys referenced, the Oregon game, which I really thought was the huge moment. And, of course, we had Penn State after that. But you get that quick little smile from Sig once in a while. And from a fan standpoint, I just think that shows that he can be very down-to-earth, very humble. At least that's the perception I have of him, and I think a lot of fans have. What's the best experience moment you, as a player, manager, that you feel like you guys have had so far with Coach Signetti?
Grant, you want to go first?
You can't have dead air on this. Grant, go ahead.
Okay.
Is that me?
Grant.
I'll go. No, I
Then
mean,
we'll go CJ and Tyler in that order.
Usually, I've not really noticed him smile once at practice. I mean, he's there to do a job, just like everyone else. But I mean, he's a great coach. I mean, I always try to listen to the into practice speeches when he does them, but he always keeps the team motivated. But even after he kind of busted me a little bit. I mean, make a joke that we have a good chemistry now because I just listen to whatever he tells me, and I'm always there before he can even tell me where to put the ball. So, but no, I mean, he's a hard worker, obviously, and he likes it done a certain way. But I mean, like I said, it's been the exact same for the last 2 years, so I kind of know what to expect. Seeing my brother do it, and then seeing the guy last year do it, it's the same job. So he's not tricky in that sense of changing up each day, not being consistent. So he's the definition of consistency, which makes my job pretty easy. But no, he's definitely a good guy. I mean, after practice, sometimes like he'll have like our student staffers that work with him, and I've heard him like a couple of times like walking off the field. He's like he almost switches into like a grandpa mode. He's like, how was classes? How are you guys doing? Like, completely different personality when he gets out of those white lines. So he's a great guy, but on the field, I mean, he's that Bob Knight-esque hard coach, but he's great to work with. So
CJ, what's that moment or what's that experience been like for you coming in? Obviously, you've not had as much time, but you've had enough time to have a spring game and those kind of things. What's that moment like? The best moment of Coach Sig so far for you?
I haven't really had a lot of moments with Coach Sig. Only time he really gets on the O line, like yells at him, is when centers have bad snaps. And but like for me personally, is like him just like checking up on me, like seeing how I'm doing at a recruiting camp.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Tyler, your best Coach Sig moment so far?
Coach Sig, super serious. I mean, doesn't really any of the BS. Really wants everybody focused at practice. But sometimes after the games, after some success moments where he's happy or will do something sarcastic that's funny. One for me was last year when we played Illinois. I believe we were up 63-10 was the score, and me and a couple of the other quarterbacks were on the sideline, and we were last. Someone made a joke, and he walked right up us and said, "Why are you smiling? The game's not over yet." And we were all just like, "Oh my gosh, this guy." We knew he was obviously joking, but he said it with a straight face and just kept walking. So we were all just like, "Oh crap!" We all kind of focused on he was being sarcastic. So
I've heard that Coach Signetti, and maybe I'm wrong on this again, but I've heard that he's very efficient in practice, and practices really aren't that long, an hour and a half, give or take. Because I've heard his name come up by different interviews I've heard on with pro coaches. That a lot of the pro coaches are looking at kind of going the same route of short practices. What's the benefit of an hour and a half practice? Like, what do you think the reasoning that is that for that? Obviously, you guys like them.
it's
what the practices.
Yeah, step on the field, it's running from every drill to every drill. Everybody's doing everything quick, fast, just trying to get our work in. And he tries to save our legs. I think something he does a great job with is saving our legs throughout the week or the weekend of the games and stuff. We get a lot done in a short amount of time just because we every single day. But I like it. It's nice, especially because we practice in the afternoon, right? So it still saves you some time to get home, do some homework, get a good night's sleep before going back to class.
Any your thoughts, CJ Grant, about the shoulder practices?
Yeah, for us as lineman, Coach Bo, he usually has us out there like 30, 45 minutes before everyone else does. Get like a little quick like indie session, like warm up and stuff, and like centers could snap. Like we're out there before the quarterbacks are, and it's like it makes it a little bit longer for us, but like it's just like really fast paced, and I find myself not as like tired sometimes from them as it would be like from some practice at Center Grove. And it's just really not a lot of standing around time, just like efficient, like quick with the time we have.
So you bring up Center Grove, CJ, and I think this is a fair question to ask you guys. Obviously, CJ and Tyler, you played for one of, if not the best, high school coach in Indiana football history, and Coach Moore. What makes Center Grove such a great place to get players ready for the next level?
I think, Coach Moore and Coach Mills both in the weight room and in the football aspect of things really standard and expectation of what they ask of you at the next level as well. I would say through like my younger years of freshman and sophomore year of lifting, I got introduced to what I do now through college. So nothing's really changed in that aspect. That's something I think Center Grove, the weight room, is unbelievable, and how Coach Mills run things. But Coach Moore, he's the best in the state of all time, like you said. Just his summer workouts. I would even say some of his summer workouts are harder than what we even do here some days. Like he'll get you ready for the season and stuff. The assistant coaches as well. They've got lines coach and the rest of it. But they run an unbelievable program at Center Grove well, and I think it shows with the state championships.
CJ?
Yeah, just like a lot of like the workouts at Center Grove are a lot harder than the workouts here, like running wise. Like Coach Mills, like the time he has, like he does a good job trying to incorporate everything, like all like upper body and lower body and like all the muscle groups and stuff. And that just like helped me a lot because I'm comparing like the workouts between here and there, and like find like a lot of the lists are the same. I'm just like repeating a lot of the same stuff. So.
All right, guys. So my final question for you of the day is, as a teacher, I want to know how you're doing academically, your status in terms of Grant and Tyler. You're technically juniors, or are you actually ahead of the game because of early college stuff at Center Grove? I mean, where do you guys stand in your studies, and what are you kind of doing for those studies? And CJ, same thing, coming in as a freshman. What are you studying at Indiana University? So we'll start with you, Grant, and we'll go Grant, CJ, and Tyler in that order.
Yeah, with early college at Center Grove, like you mentioned, I graduated with my associate's degree, so I've always been ahead credit-wise. I think 59 out of like my 62 credits transferred to IU. So I think I finished before I took 2 summer classes this summer, but before those summer classes, I think I already had like 122 credits, which are the amount of credits that you need to like graduate. So I think I technically could have graduated. But to finish my degree, obviously, I'll be finishing up the next 2 years. But I have a lot of space in my degree, and like my flexibility in there with credits. So I'm doing 2 minors, a sports management and marketing minor, and then a educational policy minor because I'm majoring in secondary education. And I would look into a master's, but they didn't really offer any masters at IU that would benefit me in the future. I think the only one they offered was for like college deanship, which wasn't really enticing for me. So that's why I was doing the minor route since I had so much like credit flexibility in there. And then obviously doing summer classes as well. Those were both completely online. So while back here in Greenwood, I was able to keep working towards my sports management and marketing minor. So by next semester, I'll already have that completed. But I'm on a good track. I've been ahead the entire time. So it makes it easy to kind of schedule around football, take less amount of credits during the fall semesters. So it's been nice with early college, gave me a good head start academically, but everything's going well for me.
CJ, how about you? Coming in as a freshman, what's your focus? I mean, just kind of tell us what you're studying. Kind of, obviously, how was that first semester in the spring? Because you left Center Grove early a semester because you could. What's your academic path?
So coming to IU, I was going to be a computer science major. And then after that semester, like halfway through the semester, I was like, I'm not trying to coding, anything like this. So I switched to exercise science. And during that first semester, it was a lot easier than high school. Just like less classes, less homework. I think most of my classes I had like one in each class. I had like one assignment a week, like 1 or 2 assignments a week. So that was really nice. And my academic advisor put me in classes that like had easy like grade scales, like good professors. I was like thankful to him for like putting me in those good classes and helping me out with that.
And Tyler, where do you stand in your studies as an academic junior but athletic freshman?
Yeah, I did the same thing early, so I kind of had the head start going to college as well, and also taking the summer classes that we have to take for being here. It's kind of put me pretty far ahead. I'm supposed to graduate next spring if I'm able to, if I want to. I'm getting a degree in business management, so I can graduate next summer. But yeah, like CJ said, the academic advisors here are great. Do a lot of good research on the grade. The easier ones to take and can with your stuff. So yeah, I'm supposed to graduate next year. It'll be my 3rd year of schooling. And yeah, business management. So we'll see. I've got some eligibility left, so I'm sure I'll have to keep busy and find something else to do.
So, Tyler, so I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail, obviously, because you're in a unique position that you're going to have a lot of options available to you if you graduate early, because you're going to have, 3 years of academic eligibility left? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And a graduate degree is usually 2?
Yeah, I believe so.
So we should be looking at you going to the NFL in just 2 years and not 3 years.
I mean, I would love that, but
I don't expect a response on that one, Tyler. But I mean, it is exciting to see the flexibility you're going to have in the world we live in today. So, in college athletics. So, gentlemen, I appreciate your time tremendously. As someone in the community I've known you guys all in some capacity. I've said it before. I'm really proud of all of you. I know the community is really proud of you and excited for what your opportunities are at Indiana University. And I just appreciate you coming on and kind of sharing your reflections of this past year from your different perspectives, as well as sharing the excitement that all of Hoosier Nation has for each of you in your different roles at Indiana in the football program. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys. Again, you've been watching the Blitz on Inside the Lines Media. Appreciate you joining us today on this podcast, and we'll talk to you again all soon.